YouTube, it's me, Marquelworld, all things pro wrestling news and my life. Let's talk about it. Wrestlepalooza, the pay-per-view that WWE created to go against AEW All Out. Well, it backfired on them. Well, it did. Because now Tony Khan has announced AEW All Out, 3 p.m. Yeah. So it's not going head to head with Wrestlepalooza no more. The reason I'm saying it backfired on WWE is if people start watching AEW All Out before they tune in at Wrestlepalooza, they're going to lose some viewers if people already are into AEW All Out and they already spend that $39.99 on HBO Max. Yes, that is the news. That is the news, YouTube. That yes, now HBO Max, they're going to host the pay-per-view sometimes on their streaming services. You got to keep in mind you have to have a subscription, which is $11 a month, I think, so you are already paying that service fee to get access to the video, y'all, YouTube. But again, this is a discount of $10. This could be good for many who don't just want to spend that $50. But again, you're already paying that service fee. But now HBO Max is going to be one of those providers, streaming providers, that will host the AEW All Out pay per view. WWE, and by the way, please like and follow. Please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week, YouTube, so you better. So I was saying, Russell Palazza, they did everything they could to spite AEW All Out. And they tried with the Brock Lesnar and the John Cena shit. We saw Brock Lesnar return, but we haven't seen them really since, have we? But they were saving that big match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza because they know that AEW All Out was happening that night, so they wanted to compete and pull out all the stops, such as a Brock Lesnar and John Cena match, which they have a lot of history. If you don't know, these two were part of OVW and they went up the ranks together. So they have deep history, and that will be a great match. I am happy that Tony Khan was real enough and said, you know what? Wait a minute, y'all. Y'all are trying so hard to sabotage my shit so I won't have viewers. I'm just gonna go a little bit early. Fuck y'all. So that was a good move on him. Not too much pride, right? He was able to swallow his pride. He knew he was gonna get dragged for doing this, but he still did what was best for his company. And what's best for his company is not competing against another wrestling company that's having their big debut on ESPN Unlimited. Yes, I think it's ESPN Unlimited. I'm thinking about Frank G. I'm so sorry because I think she's the one that gave the term. I know it's not ESPN Plus, but I think it's ESPN Unlimited. This is a big event for WWE, even to the point they will bring AJ Lee back, reportedly, who hasn't been back in a decade. Yes, in a decade. So, that being said, this is good for wrestling fans because if AEW All Out is 5 hours, starts at 3, but if it's almost over or if it ends right before WrestlePalooza, that means wrestling fans will be able to watch 2 pay per views that night. Well, that day, I will say, because AEW All Out is that day, right? But what do you think, YouTube, of this news? Are you happy that Tony Khan was able to swallow his pride and he did change it? It won't no longer be a competition between the two companies? Or are you, okay, Tony, you should have had a little bit more faith in your company? What are we thinking? Leave your comments if you want to. Please like and follow. Life update. It's raining. It's fall, but it's finally raining. I like this cozy weather. Late at night, just cozy with some stew or some ground what's it called? Chili with some ground turkey or ground beef. I love this weather. But I hope all is well. By the way, Markel's World, all things pro wrestling news, my life. Spring's my favorite season. Then it's fall. Then it's summer. Then winter. I do like winter. It's just really cold, but I do prefer spring, fall, then summer because there's so much going on in the summertime. I hate the hot though. There's a lot going on, and then wintertime. I do like all the seasons. I appreciate each season for what they bring, but those are my favorites. But if you want, leave your favorite favorite season. Sorry, AEW's in the background, so kind of looking. That's why I'm all over the place. But AEW All Out switch times and it's on HBO Max now. Their pay per views are starting to be on there. What are your thoughts? This is the news today. This is Markel's World. All things pro wrestling news and my life. What do you think about this? Is WWE going to be mad? Hell, is WWE going to counter and say, you know what? We're going to start at 5. We're going to start at 4 now. Is that what's going to happen? We shall see. They will look very petty if they did that. I don't think WWE is that petty to the point that they would do something like that. But again, they want to be the number one wrestling company. Instead of everyone wants to come together or they want to support each other, all the companies, AEW, WWE, TNA, they all want to be the number one. They don't want to compete against other sports such as NFL, NHL. I think that's hockey. I'm sorry, I don't know sports. But NFL, what's baseball? Shoot, I'm not a sports person, but you see, I gotta pay this $30 for ESPN. I don't even know the sports terms. Well, like I was saying, they don't want to compete against baseball, soccer, basketball. They don't want pro wrestling as a whole to do well. These companies, they want to be the only one that has the million or 4 million viewers that watch wrestling. They don't want to expand where wrestling as a whole is good with all companies and it's becoming popular again. No, they rather just fight for that one spot and keep the same viewership. So a little odd and weird. Um, they should see AEW and WWE if they do come together. That would be nice for the fans, and then it'll bring a lot of buzz to the pro wrestling world. But as we see that that's not happening. They rather do everything WWE to spite AEW, just like AEW threw some shots. But yeah, I think they learned and they stepped off and stopped throwing shots towards WWE. But again, this is Mark Hill's World. All things pro wrestling news in my life. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'll see you guys on the next video. Please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, X, Mark Hill's World. Again, Mark Hill's World. See you guys on the next video, YouTube.